All right, hello everybody. Welcome to Between Two Cubes with your great host Sam and Evan. Um, how you doing, man? Where are you
I'm
at
doing
right
good. I'm at
now?
work.
Outside? Think-
It sounds good. Oh, okay. Well, we'll just hope it comes through just fine then. Okay, as I was saying before I had to go move, I'm outside. I was going to go somewhere else outside, but there's somewhere else over there, so I have to chill here, which is right next to the door. So there might be might be a lot of people walking in and out. It's lunchtime right now. So it was my so the director for the building just walked by, and he looks like William H Macy. You know who that is?
no, is that no?
That's the guy
Wait.
from Fargo who like kills his wife or whatever. Or he's also the guy from Shameless, the old dude.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
That's who he looks like. Every time I see him, I think about that. Which I'm like, I don't think it's an insult. I think it's just, that's what he looks like to me. Yeah, right. Um. Anyways, how's it going? You doing good?
Good. I actually just got. I don't know. I guess this is work related. I just got off a call with a recruiter. So
Oh, oh, there
yeah,
you go. Was it for what we talked about previously or somewhere else?
the same place but a different position.
Oh, well, that's good. Maybe
Not the,
they.
not the
I
one I
think
got referred.
it kind of all goes together. You know what I mean? So that's good.
Well, I hope I prefer the other one.
I feel you.
I'll take what
I,
I can at this
I
point.
think I think you're doing just fine. I think you get the pull to get something good no matter where you're going.
Dude, I was
Um,
actually I, the previous times I've applied to jobs out of state, like it's been pretty rough. So like
yeah,
as soon as I applied to a bunch on Friday. As soon as Monday and Tuesday passed with no calls, I was like, "Fuck!" It's gonna be just
yeah,
another like repeat of like barely getting any responses. But no, it's good, and it means I'm getting through the AI because this one I was not referred to. So
true. I used to do the whole thing where you put white text at the bottom of your resumes. No, you just put like buzzwords, and so AI readers they see that and then they just like will take that and put it in. They'll be like, oh hey, this is a good candidate. It's all about getting seen, and then
I
once
heard
you
that they can like screen for that though now. Like,
well, this was a long time ago. I haven't done this in a
oh,
long
okay.
time, but now
But
they sure maybe they can do that, but at the same time, it's like okay, fine, I'll just use all these buzzwords in my resume. You know what I mean? If that's the case, if that's like if you want to see, they don't really care about what you actually do. They just want to see that you have that word on your resume. You know what I mean? Just like anything to get the phone call, I guess. And then once you get the phone call, you tell them what's going on. You know what I mean? That resume is kind of, I don't think anyone's resume is really that accurate. If you know what I mean?
I mine's embellished. It's
Yeah,
embellished.
I would say mine's embellished too, but
It's it's not that bad.
not like flat out lying. You know what I mean? Like no one's doing
Like
that.
I'm like, oh, like I worked on. This is probably the biggest lie on my resume.
Yeah.
Is you know how we had the prototype product that we were doing user
Yes.
studies on? I
Yeah.
said that I was involved in that, and I was not.
That's
I was aware of it,
too.
and I
I
heard about
was,
it.
I say that too. I was sort of involved. I did some stuff with that thing too, and I was like, you know what? I was a part of that. Um, and what's so funny? I was just talking to someone. They were. Oh, sorry. Sorry. They both do what we do. Actually, the pizza party at their house. It was very nice. They both do what we do. They don't have kids. They're older than you. They're very nice people. And their friends. We're friends with them. And so a bunch of us went over to their place and we made like homemade pizzas. Well, they just finished their basement and he installed a hidden bookshelf room. And back behind the
Really?
hidden bookshelf room is a pretty big room. It's a game room. They have a table that seats 10 people, and then they have an entire wall of board games. These are not like Clue, Scrabble, like Risk. These are like state of the art, brand new board games, which like they buy from conventions and cost like hundreds of dollars. And like it looks like this wall, like there's at least like 400 board games, and I'm like, I can guarantee you this wall is worth more than my car. Like, like it's just what they do. It's like what they that's like what they do. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
they're not big video gamers. They love playing board games. So they have crazy board games, and I'm like, I didn't even understand that this level existed. It was wild. It was wild. It was actually really cool.
that actually sounds like pretty. That sounds pretty cool to me.
Yeah, I was like, I
I
was
don't
shocked.
play board
Yeah,
games.
yeah, I don't play board games all that much, but there's like, because there's like cool board game, like there's board games which are on par with complexities like video games. You know what I mean?
Are they into Dungeons and Dragons? Because I feel like
No, they're not. Surprisingly,
that
that's like the
is
ultimate board game.
yeah. Because like everybody who's like really into board games seems to be into D&D. So
Yeah, I know. Um, we played a board game. It was called like Love Struck, and so the board game was like a social deduction game, but you were on a dating show, and there's people who were there for the right reasons and people there for the wrong reasons. So that's what you could be. You could either be there for the right reasons or be there for the wrong reasons.
what does that mean? So
If you're there for the wrong reasons, you have to like to win. You have to date someone who's there for the right reasons, or you have to like cause so much drama that the viewership of the show goes to 10. It was actually hilarious. It was very funny. And so it was just like you're like it was just like all these funny tropes that happen in like The Bachelor, where it's like like one of them was like can I, like there's a card names and the card was called "Can I Steal You for a Second?" which is like something contestants do in The Bachelor all the time. Or they're like you could like start a rumor, or you could like arrange like triangle dates with people, or it was just a funny game. So it was actually a really good time. But I was like,
do
man,
you is it like is it a game where you actually like talk to the other people, or are you like playing through the cards kind of?
oh, you're like playing through the cards, but no, you talk to people too. Like my character was the free energy guy. That was my trope, and so I was like, oh, I was like, guys, the vibes are so good in this room right now. I think our chakras align. We should totally date. And then there was like one of the characters was like the one guy over 30 or something like that. So he was like, oh, my back really hurts like the whole game. And then there was someone who was still isn't over their ex. That was one of the cards. That one was pretty funny. They were like, I just can't get hurt again. It was fun. Anyway, so my eyes have been open to what kind of board games are out there. I guess it was just crazy.
Um, what is it like all decked out other than just the board games?
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
like they've really put a lot of work into their house. It's very like I'm like you guys gonna have kids anytime soon? I'm like, damn, you guys like Mr. and Mrs. Disposable Income. That's what they are.
Are
It's
they like?
cool.
Let me guess what they do for a living. Engineers.
Yeah. I, let me guess where they work. You get it right if you said it. They both work there. Where you used
Okay.
to work.
Yeah, yeah, I
Um,
would have guessed that too.
yeah, right.
Well,
Yeah.
good for them. I'm jelly.
So-
I'd love to. I'd love to have a similar situation. So.
yeah, right. I know. It's funny. It's just like yeah. It's just how the cookie crumbles. So it's funny, but they're great people. They host us a lot. And they know they can provide
That sounds
for the
really
friend.
cool having like a hidden room. Like I'm jelly.
I know, right? Pretty wild.
I mean,
Um,
I'd like want that too, but at the same time, like it'd be like a lot of work, and then
well,
like
actually, so
you
I know
know,
it seems. I think it maybe seems like a lot of work, but nowadays they literally sell doors. Like it's literally just fits on the same hinges a door fits on. So like if you have a door frame, it's a kit and it just converts it to a bookshelf, and it's like super easy. So it's not as hard as you think it is now. That's what they told me. It was actually like super easy to do. So I was like, oh,
I feel like if I did that, I'd like it for like a few months, and then it'd be like, I could just go with a normal door now.
yeah, right. If you're
I'm
going
fine.
in there, if
You
you're
know,
like
it's
going, you replace your like bedroom door with that. So like every day you're opening a bookshelf.
maybe if I was like entertaining that much, but
yeah, right.
I don't see that in my future. So,
No, dude, for real.
um,
Anyway, so that was I don't know how we got on this topic, but that was pretty cool of them. So we did that recently. Um, I, sorry, there's people nearby. Can you hear them? Yeah. Okay. I need to go somewhere else. I think I can isolate this recording. Hopefully, I have no idea.
I think it's
Um,
hilarious.
yeah, right. There's like loads of people out here.
Recording a
Um,
podcast. I'm surprised people are even eating outdoors in this heat.
oh, they weren't. Yeah, they were
Okay.
totally. Yeah, actually, very hot outside right now. It's like 92 degrees or something like that. I'm sweating. Like, the things I do for you guys.
Yeah.
Anyways,
kind of.
okay, here, like I have a follow up. I know last episode was kind of quiet because I was inside, which is why I'm out here now. But okay, the old dude who's in that pavilion, I'm gonna go take a spot. So just give me a second. Anyway, so last time we talked, I was telling you about I have problems with my leasing office.
Hmm.
And I called you yesterday. We talked about it, but anyway, so leasing office, they're trying to charge us $1,500 for moving out to like that non proper notice. So I made a timeline of communication. I printed out all the emails. I printed out like everything they've given me. I printed out the information I had at the time. And then, I believe last time I said I believe they entered my apartment illegally. So I formalized that into another timeline showing that out. And then with those two documents, I used AI to make a formal complaint letter, which stated everything that happened, why it was illegal, the legal basis for it, and my demands. So I had 3 different documents prepared. So I had a meet. It was crazy. I had a meeting with him yesterday. I walk in there. Yeah.
Did you ever during the meeting like say? I've always wanted to say this, but these are my demands. Did you
No,
ever?
no. At one point, I think they were getting flustered, so that she was just like, "Okay, what do you want?" Like she just flat out. Well, I'll get ahead of myself. It was this is like a very like a high conflict kind of thing, and like I'm not like a big conflict guy. Usually, I try to avoid conflict, but not like immaturely. You know what I mean? Like I try to prevent it from ever happening in the first place. And if it does happen, I try to like you do it politely. I'm not gonna try. I'm never like going for anyone's throat. But $1,500. That's a lot of money. You know what I mean? That's just not like something you can just. Oh sure, here you go. Especially when you're buying a house. So I was like angry, very angry. So I had all this stuff prepared. The last 5 days like was rehearsing the points I wanted to reiterate during the meeting. So like whenever I was in college and like I had to give a speech or a presentation, I would just like memorize the words. I didn't have like cue cards. I just like rather memorize what I need to say. So the last 5 days, I'm like sitting at my cubicle, like talking to myself with the papers, like, no, as you can see here on April 15th, like you gave me this document and it claims this information. And I'm like, but that contradicts what I've received on June 12th from your office. Like, I'm like practicing into my hands. So we had the meeting. Katie's there with me. We do it together. And like, I have these like manila folders. So we both have one. So like we sit down and we're like, open it up, get the documents out. I have copies for them, for me, for Katie. It's pretty severe, right? Like it looks pretty severe. And they were actually taken aback by that. At one point, they were like, "We're just trying to have a conversation with you, yet you're coming at us with all this." Because Katie called them out that they were being very defensive, and they were being very defensive. She's like, "Well, look, we're just trying to have this conversation, but you guys are being very defensive right now, and we find that you're just not listening to us very well." And then they're like, "Well, how do you think we feel when you come at us with all these documents and paperwork and all this and so much?" And I'm like, Taylor Don, in my industry, this is the bare minimum for any meeting or conversation to be prepared and have notes. This is what I'm trained to do, and this is what is expected of me, and I will not skirt that right now. Like just statements like that, like it was powerful. So we like give them all the stuff. They're like super aggressive. They're like kind of yelling at us at first. They're not very happy. They're the first like, no, we're not going to reduce the fee at all. You have to pay it. And then we talk about the communication issues. And then when we get to the end of the communication issues, they're like, well, the best I can do is half. And I'm like, half? I'm like, I'll take half. And Katie was like, I'll take half. Like we thought that. Like we'll take half. And then I was like, no, I'm not happy with half. So then I brought out the whole illegally entering my apartment. Now it did happen like last year. However, it doesn't matter. It's the fact that it did happen. You can breach a contract is you have 5 years to report that. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter that you don't report it immediately. And the reasoning I was saying to them, I didn't tell them about it. They're like, why didn't you tell us this happened? And I was like, because I didn't believe you guys would take it seriously. And I think that kind of hurt them. I think they were actually like, oh, really? Like, they weren't very happy about it. But when I started talking about this, like breach of contract, invasion of privacy, in Missouri, there's like actually a very specific law which details your right to a peaceful, quiet domicile, and that's explicit. Even if it's not written into your lease, it's implicit in all leases that's required. And so it just means like they can't enter your apartment without notice. Even though when I read our lease, it's actually like super devious. It's just like if they give 5 minute notice, that's good enough for them to enter my apartment without my knowledge. You know what I
I
mean?
thought it was like 24
No,
hours.
no, no, no. So that might be written into like other leases, but that's actually not the rule in Missouri.
Oh, really?
That's actually a rule in many other states. In Kansas City, that's a rule, but for most of Missouri, that's not a rule. So actually, it's actually pretty scummy. They can do a lot of things to gain entry, which I thought was crazy. When I read through that, I was like, wow. We essentially told them they could come in here anytime they wanted, as long as they said they were going to, and they could literally just tell me at the front door if they told me they were going. Like that could be enough notice, which is kind of messed up.
Yeah.
But what happened was the people entered my apartment without any notice, didn't request them, didn't want them there. There was no emergency. So I think they violated the lease. And when I was telling them this, Katie was telling me like they were like she told me like, did you see their change in their faces? And I was, no, I didn't notice any change in their demeanor. But they said they started like they were like messing with their fingernails, like crumpling the papers. Like I think they really realized like, wait a second, this guy is serious. Like this is not just like gonna go away. So then I told him that, and at the end I was like, I believe that you violated my rights, and I think that this needs to be taken accountable for. And if you're going to hold me to my end of the lease, I'm going to hold you to your end of the lease. And if that requires seeking legal action, so you guys don't repeat this on anyone else, then so be it. Like stuff like that. And so, I was kind of pushing them pretty hard. I think I pushed them too hard because they started getting scared and too defensive, and they started becoming more aggressive. And so I backed off. I didn't share that final letter with them, which detailed like an official notice to their boss, because I found out who their boss was. I was going to be like, hey, look, like name drop their boss in the meeting. Do you think Dan wants to know about this? Do you think he wants to know about what you've done? Are you going to hold yourself accountable? So yada, yada, yada. And then so again, I guess I know this is a long segment, but the root of the problem was they didn't there was a 60-day window to tell them we were leaving. They never told me that window existed until we were already within the 60 days. So I was like, well, the solution to this problem is incredibly simple. You just send a reminder email before the 60-day window saying there's a 60-day window. Does that make sense? Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes complete sense. Like that's not hard to do. That's an automation thing. And so I told them that's what the solution to this problem is. Then they're like, actually, as of yesterday, we fixed that. And I'm like, so you acknowledge that there was a problem with what you were doing and you've already fixed it? And they said they fixed it because we brought this to their attention. I'm like, okay, so the fact that this is happening, you guys acknowledge is an issue and you're going to prevent it, but you still want me to pay the fee. So I was like, I think that's injustice. I think I did you a favor to prevent this from happening in the future, and you're going to punish me and making me pay this fee. So then they're like, this actually happens all the time. That this problem happens. People don't know there's this fee to leave if you don't give them notice. And I'm like, if this happens all the time, don't you think that might mean that you guys are doing something wrong? They're like, oh. Okay. And then the last thing was I was recording it the entire time on my phone. And so was Katie. They did not know that until maybe 15 minutes before we finished. And the second they realized that we were recording them on our phones, because they both started really looking at both of our phones. The second the complete change in demeanor, they were absolutely, they suddenly became so agreeable. They suddenly realized that everything they've said for the last 30 minutes has been borderline horrendous. You know what I mean? And if that audio got out, I definitely can tell you that their bosses would not be happy because they were very mean. So it felt pretty good. You know what I mean? So Anyways, I was actually considering to post the recordings on here because you can. So Missouri is a one-party state. You can record conversations you're a part of, and you can do anything you want with it. That's not illegal.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. Some states that's illegal. You can't do that, but not in
Yeah.
Missouri. That's allowed to do. So that's what happened, and so it was just very dramatic.
Well,
Anyway.
and you were riding the high that entire day, I bet, right?
No, I was so stressed out for it to happen, and then once it actually did happen, I was like so relieved. And then today I got an email from saying they waived all fees.
Oh, nice.
So there we
Nice.
go. Yep.
Nice. Saved yourself 1,500.
Right. Feels
Good
pretty
job,
good, right?
man.
Yeah, I know that was hard.
Do you think that's the most money per hour you've made? Ever?
Yes, that's what I told Katie because I was like, I'm preparing for this. I'm like, I can like even if I took off a couple PTO days to prepare for this, I'd still save money. You know what I mean? So the way I looked at it was like, this is incredibly serious, and like I probably prepared for maybe like 5 hours of like rehearsing, making the documents over the course of like 5 days. So yeah, pretty good deal right there. So. Anyways, I'm just like so tired.
$300 an hour, not bad.
Yeah, I know. I was like, phew. Katie was like, "You should have been a lawyer." That was like amazing. So, anyways, it felt like good because I think it was just an injustice on their half. I think there are stupid people who live in apartment complexes who cause problems and like want to fight the fight, but I feel like they have never experienced an argument that was like backed up by facts like that, or that like. Because we were very calm during it. And when you listen to the recording, it's like, wow, we were actually like super polite the entire time. And they were actually like just talking over us because they were angry. And I think once they realized like, wait, this actually has some basis to it, they realize, oh no, like we don't sound very good on this recording. And they don't. They sound pretty mean. So of course at the end, I'm like, once I've had them in my clutches, I was then nice to them. And I was like, look, it's a hard job. I get it, guys. There's a lot of people who live here, but we rely on you, you know? So this isn't me being mad at you personally. This is me helping you grow as a company and as a leader. Just stuff like that to make him be like, oh my God, he's right. I am growing as a leader. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just what you gotta do.
Wow,
okay, that's
really
it.
Knocked them down and brought them back up. That's
I really did.
Managerial potential right there.
Oh, what'd you say? Managerial potential. Yeah, that's what I like in my notes. That's what I wrote down. I was like, make sure to bring them back up at the end so that when they leave, they think. Yeah, go ahead.
There's at the training I took the other week. There's like one lady who was like older, and she was annoying because I forget if did I tell you about this lady? She's like, she was kind of trying to talk herself up during the entire training. It's like, we're just here for training. Like she was like, oh, I sometimes I work late hours and I send an email like at 9:00, and at the bottom of my email I write, I work weird hours. Don't feel free to not respond until it's your normal working hours. And it's just like, later we were talking about like 9-10 hour work days. She's like, 9.5 hour work days. That's like a minimum for me. I'm like, that's okay, horrible. Lady. You can tell us you don't love your family. It's fine.
Yeah,
we get it.
I always think it's weird when people kind of like promote that, or they think that's awesome or cool. Because it's like I know. Well, no, I'm not salaried, but there are definitely times I put in more than 8 hours. And I only say I worked 8 hours, and there's times where I worked less than 8 hours. You know what I mean? What I'm trying to say, like, I feel like it balances out pretty well. And so it's just like, I don't know. I'm very like, am much stuck to that though. Like, I'm doing my job. Like I know how it works for salary, but you kind of have a contract that's kind of, does it say like, oh, normative hours are 40 hours a week? Or is it saying like, oh no, normative hours are like 45 hours a week? Is it say anything like that?
I don't really recall. I don't think there's anything that's explicit.
It's like the industry norm. And it's like, I think it's weird when people will think that's a flex. Cause that's like, so you're just having like your time stolen from you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I don't know. Or maybe are you just so inefficient with your time that
like, you're
it makes you take your
hours a day. Maybe you're just bad at your job.
Yeah, right. That's what I think. I'm like, especially in jobs like ours, like white collar jobs. I can see now. I can see like a blue collar job or like a much more hands on job, like a project based job that you need to be there for 12 hours to get the work done in that given day. It's the only day you have to do it. So I get that, but definitely that's also reflected in your pay. Versus for these people, like putting in those 10-hour days, you're lowering your hourly rate. You know what I mean? Like you're not guaranteed that. So
Yeah.
it's not
There's
it's not flex.
she she was also at one point like, oh, when I'm giving feedback to somebody, I'll like tell them they can improve upon this, and then I like say, oh, but you did this really well. That's kind of how I figured out how to do it. I'm like, really? That's like everybody literally has heard to do
You
it
mean
that way.
the compliment sandwich? You
Yeah,
just now learned the compliment sandwich. Where
yeah.
you
It's like
compliment thing you can work on. Compliment, is that so hard to do?
yeah, people have. I've known that since I don't know, high school, college.
Yeah,
It's intuitive, really.
yeah, it really is. Why would you offer a criticism if you do not provide also a solution?
Yeah. Also, just make people feel bad.
Yeah,
Like
right. Like,
you
what's the
just
point? Unless you're like actually a bad worker, you need to hear it. Then sure, but most people are. I don't
yeah,
think most people are not bad workers. I don't think that's the case. I think.
yeah. Most people, yeah.
I think it's what.
Occasionally, some people are. Yeah,
Yeah, some people are.
yeah. I've had my experiences.
Sure. Oh man. Okay, cool. Well, what's new with you, man? That was like my whole thing. I haven't been able to think about anything else since then.
Have you? Did I tell you the pranks that were played on Austin?
The other one with the mouse, and he like was freaking out about it.
No, that's the one I did.
Okay. What's the other one?
No, since when we got back from our work trip, there were pranks pulled both on me and on Austin. So the
Oh
one, yeah, did I mention this?
no.
Okay, okay, good. Well, so the one on me first, they put the same little note on my keyboard, like,
Uh,
"Oh, I had to get you back for that prank," and I was like, "Okay, I know you actually did something
yeah.
because
Right.
I'd be super stupid if you didn't." So I kind of just looked around my desk initially, didn't find anything, and I was like, "Okay, well, something's gonna happen eventually. I'll just wait around."
Yeah.
Anyway, about like around the middle of the day, a water droplet is on my desk, like next to my computer. I'm like, huh, that's weird. And then another water droplet, and it's coming from the ceiling. And I'm like,
What?
huh, weird. It's like not raining today or anything. There shouldn't be like there's no heavy rain. Occasionally we had like issues with that.
Yeah.
Um, I'm like, that's weird. I like get up and I'm like, no, this can't be them. Like, this can't be them. Um, and like my coworker next to me is like in a meeting with her headset on, so I'm just like, well, she's not really responding to me, so no way. And then it keeps dripping. I'm like, fuck it, let me look at it. and I get on top of my desk and I like reach up and to see what's dripping, and there's a little tube up there in a hole in the ceiling. I'm like, motherfuckers.
Dude, that's actually pretty good. That
Yeah.
is decent.
No, it was there's a whole setup. Maybe I'll show you the pictures at some point. But like
I know
they
the products.
actually
I know what you guys have to work with, and I know that's totally
yeah,
doable.
yeah, that's what they used. And they like wire or I don't know, yeah, wired the tubing like through the ceiling from the storage room next to our cubicles. Like yeah, and they had like the device on top of like the boxes in there with like some cardboard in front of it so you couldn't see it.
Oh
It's like
my
pretty high
god!
up. Like they had to they had to like get ladders. They had to like tie the tube to like a
What?
stick to like throw it through the ceiling to get it
Yeah,
across the panels, the ceiling
dude.
panels. Anyways, so I figured it out. I was a great prank, like really impressive. Um, but they told me they didn't do anything to Austin, but actually they did the exact same thing. They had two tubes running, one to my
Dude.
desk, one to his. Um,
Oh my god, that's like that. I'm actually shocked they did that. I know them. That is baffling that happened to you.
no. But they had the same thing going to Austin, and Austin, I guess, is just I don't know, more stubborn or more I don't know docile or something. He
Yeah,
just
makes
like
sense.
had like a cup to catch the water,
Yeah, no, he was like, I don't
with
care what
like
this is.
yeah, with like paper towel stuffed into it.
That's wild.
And initially, I think he asked them a little bit about it, like thinking that it might be them, like thinking they put like an ice cube up there or something. And they were just like,
Okay.
no, we didn't do anything, you know? But it kept dripping the entire day. And then eventually I was like, I need to get in on this. and, and then the next day, we did it again. We upped the flow rate of the water
Yeah.
and we changed the color of the water so it was like a dirty like rust color, you know. He's still not doing anything about it. Like,
Oh my god, this is like an Austin hate podcast.
I know, but he's
This,
like
this is just like typical. The stories you told last week, funniest bits in the pod. That like it's all about Austin. Like we need this. We need this guy on here. What
yeah,
was going through his mind? That this is just fine. That water is just flowing
yeah.
down onto his
I
desk.
don't know, man. It has he has not uncovered it to this day. That was last week. Like, at one point actually I went into the room to like change the settings and like and left it and then he like kind of like rushed into the room kind of like thinking like what's going on in there and then he immediately left. He didn't find the setup because
what?
it is kind of hidden.
What detail? I'll cut it out. But what product are you guys? How's it being done?
Oh, it's
Oh
they
my god, that's too good.
yeah,
That is too good. That is crazy good.
yeah, right.
Oh my gosh, you guys have going a super low flow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
And then we like swapped them out for ones with colored water. I think next I'll go with we. I wanted to do. They wanted to do like red food coloring, so it looked
Yeah.
like blood. But we didn't have any, unfortunately. So I think I'm gonna try just making it like black water, or maybe scenting the water. You know?
Oh, oh, essential oils.
Yeah, be like,
He's
I
like,
just smell.
smells really good.
Yeah, this ceiling water smells good. It's kind of strange.
Is there a lavender farm up there?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is genius. You have to tell them that I'm baffled they did that. You can tell them that I'm baffled they did that, but I think it's the coolest thing they've ever done in their lives.
Yeah, no, I was very impressed as well. I was not expecting that from them.
Wow, that is like an actual office prank.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
That's good.
I'm kind of I'm a little bit salty because like I don't know if I could come up with something to like top that.
Well, especially because it's like topical. It's like business based, low key. You know
Yeah,
what I
oh
mean? Like
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
you had to be something that's related to that similarly.
Yeah, it's like using our products and it's also using our professional,
Yeah, skills.
prowess, I guess.
Oh
So
my
I
god,
don't know if I could really top that.
dude,
The
that's
only
wild.
I've told a few people about the pranks I pulled, and some people mentioned some pranks they've done. One that I might do. I mean, this is like not anywhere near as good as theirs, but like somebody like printed out a shit ton of pictures of Nick Cage, and then just like put it everywhere, even like hiding it places like under pill bottle caps and stuff. So the
Okay.
person was like finding it like a year later.
They're like,
Like,
oh, more. That's smart.
yeah,
You should totally do. That's I like that. That's a fun one.
that's a
Maybe I should
decent
do
one.
that. Do that around here.
Yeah, I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could come up with one to top theirs though. Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Unless you like, no, I see. I don't even know. I don't even know what they would do instead. This
Yeah.
is too good.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
W them. That's awesome. Way to go, guys.
Yeah.
That's that.
No, I
Clip
did.
that. Jet, clip that. Oh my god, dude, I'm sweating. I have like sweat stains on my shirt.
Oh no.
No, I'm going for a run after work. Anyways, so I don't care. I've been driving to the. There's a car right in front of me. We'll cut it
Okay.
out.
It's fine.
Um,
Okay, so you've been since the 5K. You've been running again.
yeah, I've I've probably done like maybe 5 runs since the 5K, and I'm going back to the trail. So I'm running the trail again. You know, the one I used to do
Oh
all the time.
yeah.
But it's the short. And there's like two. That trail is 2 paths, so it's the short one. So it's a little over 5 miles. So I've been doing that after work, and I only do that once a week. And I don't think I can do it more than that. But I did it for the first time 3 weeks ago, and then my knee really hurt. But then I did it again last week, and it did not hurt nearly as bad. And I'm like, okay, well, if I do, I think I just got to do it again. So I'm still. It's good to like, wow, 6 months later, I'm finally back to where I was, like in January. So that feels good. Like I actually, I'm fit, like I'm fitter than I was then too. But it's still like really hard, like way harder than it was when I was doing it regularly. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. So yeah, I'm doing that now. So I go after work and I get there at like, dude, it's like a half-hour drive from where I work. It's crazy. Like I'm just dedicated to it, you know?
Um, I've been like training for my hike in California in
Oh yeah,
August. Finally started doing that. Initially, I was just doing step ups. Now I'm doing step ups with my backpack.
I
Um,
get you.
and you know, it's pretty hot, like even inside
Yeah,
comparatively.
I know.
So like, man, after a while, you know, I'm just like coated in sweat and just like dripping all on the floor around.
Dude,
It's
I
like,
I you should see me when I'm on that in our apartment gym where the bike machine is. My tire's broken on my bike. I need to go get it fixed. So I'm riding inside, but I'm on the indoor bike machine. There's like no fan. There's no breeze. There's no current where that bike machine is. So I'm like completely like I sweat a lot. Guys, I'll admit it. I'm a big sweater, and it's just like it's just a part of my life. I've always been that way. Like doing very. It's not like hyperhidrosis bad. Like that's I don't have that. Those people will sweat with like when you put like a backpack on them. Like the second I exert any energy, I'm soaked. Okay, like does not matter. A 1 mile run or a 5 mile run is the same amount of sweat.
it's weird. I'm pretty sure my brother is like pretty like sweats a lot, but like I don't like sweat like at all. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, you know, I do sweat obviously, but like it takes like real like intense effort. Um,
Oh, like
and
that in the 5K video, my shirt is like starting to get soaked by the time I'm done with the run. And there's just other people around who are just like completely fine, unfazed. Like,
that is
it's
kind of weird. I mean, I can't imagine not sweating after
yeah,
that.
true. I mean, I agree with that, but it's just like I'm so much more gross than everyone else. And it's just been my whole life I've been like that, which I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it.
Mhm.
Um, actually, huge contention in my marriage. Oh, I'm not afraid to bring this up. Katie hates my workout clothes because I sweat so much, so they stay soaked with sweat until I can wash them. Which I don't know what it does, but you can wash them 3 times. They smell horrible. Like for me to get the smell to go away, I have to soak them in vinegar for like half an hour and then wash them, and then they'll somewhat smell fine.
But then you just work out
And
again.
then I work out again, and it's ruined. So I'm like, I'm sorry, babe. Like
Maybe
I,
you could
I
just keep it in the mud room. I don't know if you guys won't have a garage at your place, right? So
no, we technically do have a mud room in the house. It's
yeah,
like a
maybe you could
tiny
just
little,
keep it in there.
it's like a tiny little closet. It's pretty funny,
Yeah.
but we'll figure it out. I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
I,
that's like a huge thing I do. My clothes just smell so bad.
yeah, I usually just like when I work out. Well, when I work out at home, I just work out without a shirt.
Oh
That's
yeah,
yeah, such a huge perk of being able to work out at home. Um, when I go for a run, I'll probably just like wear the shirt that I wore that day, or maybe like the
mm-hmm.
previous day, which is like
uh,
I'm just like, well, it's already gonna get washed, so fuck it, you know.
I mean, I kind of get that. I can understand that. Yeah, I used to have like really. I used to just wear. Okay, for someone who used to run every single day, I did not have. I didn't wear like compression shorts or compression underwear. I didn't wear anything like that. I would just wear like old T-shirts and like nowadays I have like a whole wardrobe just for like compression. I have to wear compression shorts. I used to have this problem where there was some chafing down there. Um, not not where you think it would be. Right on the tip would get chafed,
Mm.
and it would bleed, and it was rough. You know, out of commission, out of action. It
Mm.
urinating could not. That would hurt. So
Can't
I
imagine.
famously would take chapstick and apply it to just. But so now I have to wear compression shorts because that started
Now
happening.
that's 100 IQ move.
Yeah.
Right
Oh my gosh. One time I was running the trail and that happened and it started. I could tell it was happening and I was like, oh no. And I ran into my brother on the trail. He was actually there and I was like, Ben, do you have any chapstick? And he's like, why do you need chapstick? And I'm like, please. So sometimes he'll ask me if I need any chapstick whenever I go work out. That's pretty funny. But no, I don't have that problem anymore. that was not fun when that would happen.
Yeah, no, I can imagine.
Yeah, right.
I,
So yeah.
I only get like chafing issues if I'm like real, like
Yeah.
if I've been like, I don't know. Usually it's hiking related.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
oh, I've hiked like 15 miles,
Yeah.
no breaks or something,
No, totally.
something like
You
that.
gotta make a video for your hike because Colin says he wants a video from you. I did my 5K video.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
You gotta start supporting. You gotta start
Month.
making that ancillary content, man. I'm just
Well,
kidding.
I need to get like I would need to get it a little bit. No, it would be low quality video, but it's fine. You know,
Okay.
it'll be vintage, lo-fi.
Yeah, lo-fi. There you go. Yeah, that's kind of like a trend nowadays. It's like
Yeah,
it's funny, like people recording like 8K and then they like add film grain and like change all the settings and it's just like 720p essentially. You know, where you could have just recorded at 720p and had the same effect happen or whatever.
lately I've seen a lot more people like recording like you know whatever content out and about.
Yeah,
Maybe it's just because I've been going to more events or something, but like I see them with like those cameras on the stick,
the
not
selfie
like
sticks.
no, not the selfie stick, like the maybe they are also called selfie sticks. I don't know. They're like maybe like this big. There's like a black wand with
Oh,
like
like hold
like a
it.
stabilizer.
I think so. Oh, that could be it. Are there like also tripods? They're like tripod 2-in-1s kind of deal, maybe.
It's like just like a stick, and then at the top of it is like a little camera.
Oh, those are a brand of action camera. I think those are the 360 ones.
Hmm.
I'm like I kind of want to get one of those. That would make all my little pet project videos like so much easier to do if I had like a 360 cam because I want to like mount it on my cameras so like it would just look sick. It'd be like my camera, but then the camera would be like looking back at me, and it's super wide angle,
Yeah.
and you can get pretty good resolution on those things. So I've seen those.
Yeah, over the weekend I went to a flea market here that had like well, it was like a flea market event kind of,
Hmm.
um, and it was just like clothing. It was just like vintage clothing or whatever, and there was some dude with it like recording his friend or something at the flea market. I'm like, I really want to see that content. Like, how good can the flea market content be?
Okay, true. Like, what are you doing with that? Where's that going? You know, it's actually the most famous YouTuber in St. Louis. Crap like that.
Maybe.
Um,
We actually do have a famous YouTuber in St. Louis. He's a I don't know if you know him. I've seen him once in person. Um, he's a food guy. Brian Lagerstrom.
no idea. Haven't heard of him.
Yeah, he's a food guy. I don't know how many. Either like 500,000 or like a
What?
million, something like that. Like yeah, he
That's
like blew up during
crazy.
COVID, and then he used to Union Loafers.
Oh, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, he used to work there.
Oh, that's cool. I
That's
also know
where I
John.
saw him actually. I saw him at Union Loafers.
Oh, that's cool, man.
He's tall,
I also
very tall.
know John Paul's balls. I don't think it was. He makes custom soccer balls.
Oh,
And
that sounds pretty cool. I think I might have seen that.
he like hand stitches them, and he has. I think he was really popular on TikTok. and so he has like a studio in St. Louis somewhere
Oh,
where
really?
he just I don't know if he like sells them. I think it's essentially like the borderline between like art and soccer balls. And it's really cool, and I think he gets like sponsored to like make soccer balls for people. It's pretty cool,
Nice.
and they're like it's like pretty. It's very legit. It looks very like sick. So
Yeah, I
and
think I've
then
seen it. I never knew that like people could. I guess it makes sense that they could hand stitch it because
yeah, so that's what he does. It's pretty cool. I've seen some of his stuff. I don't know if there's any other big YouTubers who are based here. Us, right?
I'm sure there's a few.
Yeah,
Um, ever since yeah, there's got to be more.
yeah, for sure.
A lot of them don't want to acknowledge it.
I'm from the Lou and I'm proud. That's the big thing.
Oh yeah, there's that guy. Yeah.
Oh, we gotta do a pod of the arch. That would go so hard. We'll do that one day.
Oh yeah, just like set up a couple
A couple lawn
chairs.
chairs. That's all you need. Little picnic. Oh my god, picnic in the park pod or something like that. That'd be funny.
Part two.
Part two. Yeah, that's the best episode. I think podcast in the park. I think it's the best episode.
Yeah,
Which historically underviewed episode for some reason.
yeah. I don't know why.
Can't tell you why.
Which is also kind of weird because at least on YouTube, I don't know about on Spotify, but on YouTube, the video you posted has more views than the pods,
Yeah,
which I feel like maybe it's either one the length or two the fact that it's live. Like
yeah. I don't know what it
you can
is.
tell from the thumbnail that it's live.
Maybe they just don't like that. I just developed some photos. Do you remember we took a few photos during that pod? I just put.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
I published them on my Substack.
Oh,
Studio of Sam.
yeah.
That's a Substack.
Oh yeah. So it's not just a newsletter; it's like an actual link.
Yeah, it is. It's like it is a newsletter, but if you like go to the homepage, you can see some bonus stuff on there. Like these, like it's like essentially like Twitter. So you can now just post stuff, but it's supposed to be a one stop shop for everything I make. So if you're curious, you can check it out. It's called Studio of Sam. It's on Substack. You can subscribe.
Bro,
I'm not gonna-
I tried looking it up and I can't see like all the promotions in my work email get pushed to like the promotion
Oh, I
section.
get you.
Um, but I guess I got emails about like some film, like somebody what's it called? Cinecolor is trying to sell me some 2383 film prints.
I might have
What do they
used your email for some like free website stuff. I did. I
Don't tell
used
if
it
you're
to sign
serious
up.
or not.
I'm serious. There's some sketchy sites I was trying to get some free downloads from, so I used your work email.
What? Don't you have like a throwaway email?
Why I have yours.
Also, it's my work email. You like, can't you use somebody's like personal email for that instead?
It was just some really simple stuff. It wasn't anything serious.
Okay. Let me
Okay,
see
let's
if I can. Studio Sam. Where do I even? I don't even know where to click to get to your thing. Oh, read an app. Maybe that's it.
That might be it. Yeah, yeah. Let's touch back on that later. We can circle back.
Reducing the
in a second.
Substack. Oh, it would have to be. I would have to download an app to look at it.
No, you should be able to see it online. Sorry, the director just walked by. That's why I said we'll touch back on that later. And I said circle back. I can put the link in the chat. It's only 2 photos. It's nothing big. I'm working on my next publication, or my next like newsletter or whatever it is. Here's the chat. Share. Where's our chat at? Oh, here it is. I'm putting it in the. Oh my gosh! Why is this so hard to do? Yeah, there you go. It's right there. They actually look pretty horrible. The photos do not look that good.
Oh no.
Well, it's okay. We didn't know what we were doing.
These were all done with Flash, right?
Yeah, they were. These are only two. These are the best two.
Oh, really? Damn.
Yeah, right. Do you see them?
Yeah, I see them. I don't think they're
They're not that bad.
they're
They're not
not. Yeah,
horrible. Um,
they're very
okay.
just lots of fucking contrast. Let me tell you
Yeah, I
what.
know, right? I'm like, they're pretty rough. Well, I still need to play around with it. Anyways, actually, that Flash has like a special proprietary little cord to connect it to a computer or to connect it to your camera, and I like lost it, so I can't use it.
All right. Well, I actually have to meeting, kind of
I know.
important meeting right now.
All right, that's fine. All right, well, you take it easy, man. This was a great. This was awesome. Way to go, guys! Thanks for coming along. Follow, like, subscribe, whatever. Who cares? We'll see you guys next time. Okay.
Yeah. Have a good
All right.
time.
All right.
We did.
We artwork. We artwork.
All right. See you.